right, everybody. Welcome
Yeah.
back to the Black
Multiverse
Theory
Theory
Podcast. Yes, we are here. We are here. We are here. Um, welcome to the Black Multiverse Theory Podcast, where hosts Nigel and Nilo explore current events through an Afro Canadian lens. In shout outs, we catch up with the community, creating a space for connection. On the scroll, we dive into social media, current events, and celebrity news, always actual but not always factual. On the screen, we share our latest watch list, while in our ears explores the sounds shaping our world. The podcast culminates with an uplifting messages we call the word, hoping to leave you empowered. We're glad you're here tuned in for insightful analysis and vibrant perspectives on the Black experience in today's world. Yeah.
All right.
And we're back.
We are back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so shout outs for today. Just want to send some shout outs to all the people. As we know, it's holiday time, and so a lot of us saw friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
So shout outs to my mom, Mama Zita, who's normally on.
Mm-hmm.
She'll probably be on very shortly to get on. And also shout outs to Pastor Rod and family. So Rochelle, Brother Charles, Sister Charles, Auntie Pat, all those people that were there. We had Christmas dinner. Shout out to the children, my children, who had a great time at their cousin's place for the Christmas time. And last but not least, shout out to the seniors' home that I went to and I was able to sing. Sharal and Shayla had invited me out to sing for the seniors in the community, and it was a great time. So, shout out. What do you got? Since that's not done yet.
I got a big shout out to my own family. I will be reaching out to you all one by one by the new year. My Uncle Mario, my Auntie Maggie, and my Uncle Chris, and my Uncle Wayne, and my Uncle Andre, and all of my cousins. Yeah, big shout out to Eric, who's my cousin's husband, who is like just in love with leave-in conditioner right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's at the point where he's ordering like 5. He's like taking people's money and then putting in the order so that he's essentially a distributor at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Mr. Courtney's on.
More. Hello, Courtney.
And we've got a couple other people on too.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, big shout out to them. I want to give a little shout out to anyone this season who is celebrating this season and who is missing somebody who, is usually around, missing somebody's food or missing somebody's presence or what have you. So I just want to say that my heart goes out to all of you this holiday season.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're on to the portion of the show from here.
Mm-hmm.
That is the scroll.
Mm-hmm.
And we're into the local scroll, where we have quite a few things that have come up recently in the local scroll. In the sad news, I'll get that out of the way. A family of 3 was lost in the Lac La Biche area. They were supposed to show up to a Christmas engagement, and when they didn't show up, people found it strange and then called their house and nobody arrived. And after a few days, they sent out a search party to look for them, and they were located. Unfortunately, all 3 family members deceased.
That's horrible. That is hearts out. That is what we call here a tragedy. And hearts out to their family. That's terrible.
Shout out to
Super
Uncle Barry,
sad.
who's in. Sorry.
Hey, Uncle Barry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is super duper 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 sad.
Yeah, it's a pretty sad. At Christmas time, a lot of people have lost people throughout the year. So when you come to Christmas time, sometimes that's can be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're lost at Christmas time, that's also a hard thing because now those who go on, they don't get to see and they're reminded of you every Christmas. It's a reminder.
Yeah, it makes Christmas tough for everybody.
It makes it tough. The next thing on the scroll is, and this was a healthy topic that we discussed at the Christmas time. Christmas time is a funny time because some people have lots of games that they play, but for a lot of communities, it's a time to discuss the issues. You come together as a family, you find out what's going on, what's happening, and you also find out who in the family is like completely bonkers and out to lunch, and then who's in the family is like what they're really thinking. And so one of the things that we discussed, which is up, is Daniel Smith talking about moving that the rest of the world pretty much by 2030 2035 is moving from gas powered vehicles to electric. Right?
Now I do want to say, not to interrupt you and not to correct you, I want you to continue. Wait, I'm gonna let you finish. But it's Canada who's going by 2035. The rest of the world is actually going by 2030. So we're already 5 years behind the curve on this, which is about right.
The funny thing is, if you've ever taken a taxi, an Uber in Edmonton, you're noticing that all these drivers, all of them have hybrid or electric.
Yeah.
And they're going by this because it's easier on them. The gas, they're driving like constantly. So it's easier for them to get around. And if you look at the rest of the world, the rest of the world's already changing. Mercedes-Benz and BMW already put out their stuff. I think we even talked about it on the show.
And Volvo.
Where they've made an actual advertisement. You can go online to YouTube and see the advertisement. They're like 2030, all electric.
We're done. Right.
All electric. Everything's electric.
That makes me wonder, like, Daniel Smith's like, we're going to find every legal method possible. To what? To sell outdated technology? And who's making these gasoline cars in 2035 that you expect to be selling? Like, what do you think this is?
That's the thing about Berta. That's the thing about Berta. That's the thing about Daniel Smith, is Daniel Smith understands that the oil and gas industry is the bread and butter right now for her campaign. So she's not going to go around talking about electric cars and get rid of the oil and gas campaign. She's going to talk about, she realizes that every car company is going to switch it up in 2030.
Yeah.
So she's like, we're going to use it for illegal. So you're going to take all the left back, all the cars they're going to make.
Right. Old technology.
And they're going to do it. Everybody else is going to be like, they're going to be their Jetsons.
Yeah, however those cars sound when they pull up next to you.
That's what you're going to hear.
That little cucaracha.
They will be down. What they're going to do is they're going to go in and they're going to literally have flying cars, and we're going to be sitting there with electric cars.
With electric cars, because we'll be still behind. The Alberta government reminds me of my parents, who used to buy one video game system behind what everybody else had.
It was the cheapest way to
go. It was the cheapest way to go, and they would all go on a big sale or big clearance because the new one's out.
Yeah.
So much like the Alberta government, I don't know. They expect cars will be like $1,000 at that point because nobody will be buying gasoline cars. It'll be hard to find gas stations. Like, think about what is going to happen overall. And we're going to be here in Alberta like, Berta, with the big trucks and whatever.
Shout out to Craig and shout out to Kyle, who are on my line here.
Okay.
But here's the funny thing about it is Berta's always been that thing. You go anywhere else, you don't see the trucks per capita that you see here. They're always taking up the whole road and then getting into accidents.
Yeah.
Plus putting on bigger tires on top of it, so they're bigger and taller and larger than you. And then of course the lovely decal in the back of the balls that are in the back of the truck dangling by where you have the tow hitch. Where the tow hitch is like, why do you have that?
Testicles, that's terrible.
Why do you have that on there?
Truly, why do you have that? And Courtney says that we'll be in Flintstone cars while everyone is going to be flying around. And I have to tell you, Courtney, there is a theory that the Jetstones and the Flintstones exist in the same universe. Which makes me feel like, yes, we will be over here, like, with our bare feet on the road.
The theory, Courtney, is that the Jetsons, because of where they are, live down below. But the Flintstones live down below.
Because they're
and the Jetsons live in the sky.
Up in the sky.
Although, I always compete that because the Flintstones also used to fly via pterodactyls. So they would use a pterodactyl thing when they would fly from one place to the next, right?
Right.
And be on the back. So if you're flying, you're going to bump into a Jetson car at some point.
Jetson cars flying way above they're in a different sphere than the Flintstone pterodactyls will be flying. Not true, Courtney. I'll tell you how you know this. Because the Jetson cars, I'll tell you how you know. Because the Jetson cars have a dome in them. So they have to be air pressurized. They're not just flying out with themselves outside. They have a dome. So they're air pressurized. And you know what? Pterodactyls can't fly that high.
You know what? I don't know how high. I've never seen a pterodactyl fly. So, I think by the span and the strength of their wings, maybe it's higher than we think.
Judging by everything I personally know about pterodactyls, they cannot fly as high as the Jetson cars, okay?
Okay. All right. Well, right? moving.
But there's probably 100 other reasons why they probably are not in the same universe.
So for local, that's what we got for local. We've had quite a few things that have happened with shopping and people getting upset and shopping. So just to be clear out there, everybody just be safe as you're shopping. Oh my gosh. Be safe driving. Be safe when you're going to the malls. Park in a proper zone. The Western Mall has been locked down like how many times?
Oh my gosh.
Because of guns and stuff like that. So
all that's on Yegwave is fight after fight. And if you guys looked at Boxing Day at, my brother calls it the Heart of Darkness, West Edmonton Mall. If you look over there, it was so packed. Like, it was concerningly full over there. I'm like, why are all these people at the mall?
I went to go help someone yesterday with their shower, their shower faucet malfunction during the Christmas time, which happens a lot, everybody, once you're there. So I had to drive, and they were down by the mall. It took me 30 minutes to get 10 blocks. Just to get past people getting in and out of the mall parking lot. And I wasn't even going to the mall. I was just going past the mall. But
You're just passing the mall.
Just passing. It took me 30 minutes in traffic just waiting. Goodness. 30 minutes to get back. The guy at Home Depot was like, whoa, you got to come back and show me the park. That's the only way. I said, bro, I am not going back there 30 minutes. Come back here. 30 minutes just to come back here and drive another 30 minutes just because you don't know. So it worked out in the end, and everything got taken care of, but it was good.
Courtney, I'm assuming you're talking about the dolly boots. I did not get the dolly boots for Christmas. I don't have a $3,000. There's somebody who's buying $3,000 dolly boots for me.
What dolly boots?
Remember we looked at those dolly boots?
Oh, the what? No. No, I don't think.
Plus, on top of that, my calves are humongous. Like, they're literally gigantic. And when I was like a teenager, they used to be like, damn, do you play hockey? What's going on with your calves? So I don't think the boots would actually fit my calves even.
But what you can get in Edmonton is the new McDonald's adult Happy Meal.
You and this Happy Meal.
Which is called the Frost Box, by the way.
Okay.
And the Frost Box, the Kerwin Frost Box, is for those of you who are aged finally as much as I am and understand what a McNugget Buddy is.
Okay.
If you know what a McNugget Buddy is, they brought that back.
Right.
Put the McNugget Buddy into a gigantic Happy Meal box for adults.
For grown-ups.
Right now, there are 2 for sure items you can get. You can get a Big Mac meal. Okay. And you can get a 10 chicken nugget meal. Okay. Those are the 2 meals you can get in there. You can order large fries, medium fries, and a large Coke, medium Coke, whatever. What comes in the Frost Box is that. And then inside the box, you get a kind of Mr. Potato Head style Big Nugget Buddy that you get to take apart. You get to take his hair off and the hat or her hair and their hat off. The only thing about the McNugget Buddies that's got me wondering is why they all seem to be black.
They're all black people. But here's the other thing. The reason why, it's not even the McNugget Buddies, it's the not having to pay for a bag for me.
Yes. Once you get the McNugget Buddies, you put it in a box and you don't have to pay for a bag.
If you give me the extra toy and I don't have to pay for it back. One of my clients says that we're going to have to start paying for, like, the actual food containers now. She said this is phase 2. I'm like, watch me bring my Tupperware containers so fast to the store. Like, no, I bought my Tupperwares. Courtney says the designer is black. So they are all black.
There you go. I told you. So then the next thing is, if we're all going to pay for these containers, for me, I've never had a problem paying with the containers. I think people are upset, like Nilo, might be upset.
Am I upset?
Might be upset because they're asking you to pay for this bag separate from everything else.
Angry black lady trope. No, I think it's ridiculous.
But here's, okay, so see the words that come out of your mouth? It's not really a black lady trope. You're actually saying the words.
Oh.
So that's why I'm like, okay, you're annoyed, upset, so, at this thing. Because what happens is, if they just had charged us the 15 cents, we wouldn't have said anything.
To be honest with you, the way that we constantly use capitalism to solve every problem that we have, like every single problem we have, we're like, charge them more money. Make them more money. I had a client near cuss me out this week. He's like, okay, so what's your price now? Because I'm sure your price has gone up. Everybody else's price has gone up. I said, no, my prices have been the same since January. I don't think I'm raising them anytime soon, to be honest. He's like, oh. Like, people have fatigue over, quote-unquote, rate, watching these prices go up and up and up and up.
To be honest, they changed it because everything was plastic. So they took out all the plastic first, and now they're charging you for the reusable stuff.
So, that's a question. Are those containers really reusable? Because I'm like, why did they switch to harder plastic and I'm throwing them away same way?
Which harder plastic?
The food containers.
The food containers, most of food containers are supposed to be that recyclable material.
A lot of the food stuff that I get is in hard plastic.
Yeah,
like almost like those food prep containers you get from Costco.
Well, here's a funny thing. During Christmas time, we were all told to bring, extra containers in case there's extra food. Right. Well, one of the people that went there actually brought a to-go container that they washed out, and they just had the to-go container there, the plastic one.
Okay. So this is my question. Is this what the government expects of us?
I don't know about the government, but you as a person might expect that from people. Look, I don't know what to tell you about the government. But
I'm trying to figure out why we went from paper, cardboard, because usually, it's like thinner plastic, or it might be a plastic top, or like a metal bottom. We went to harder plastic, which seems like, is the expectation that we reuse it?
If it's plastic, it is the expectation to reuse it till it busts open in the bottom. Till it melts in the mercury.
But certain plastics leach into your food if you use them too much. So this is not those plastics, is what you're saying.
I'm not saying any of those things. I'm not the government. And I'm not the plastic manufacturer. So let's be very clear. These thoughts and viewpoints are not the thoughts and viewpoints of me as a person or this show.
Listen.
Let me tell you something about these plastic containers.
Okay.
If you wash them and then put the food in them, then they last a long time. If you microwave them, they break down
immediately
and they seed into the food. So be very careful with how you're microwaving these plastics. Make sure that you have your plates and stuff that you can use to microwave. Use the plastics for transportation.
Okay, so I'm gonna start giving these because that's wild that I haven't been.
Okay, we are moving on from local to
Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, y'all.
International scroll.
For some reason, Tiger Woods was in a press conference talking to somebody. I don't know who he was talking to. They were taking pictures of him as always. And he was like, oh, back in the day, I wasn't allowed in the clubhouse and blah, 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 racism, yada, 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 yada. And I'm not saying that I don't care. I'm just saying, do I care?
I think for the people who are watching the show that are old enough, as I said, you're seasoned trained veterans like myself and fine wine, right? Like myself. If you remember the press conference that Tiger Woods had when confronted about his race, when he dodged and jumped through hoops to let everybody know he's not black.
Not black. He is Coblasian.
He's Coblasian.
And Coblasian, to be honest with you, blah is the smallest of all of the syllables in that whole...
In Coblasian.
What
about Ka?
Ka?
It's Ka?
C-A-U?
C-A-U. Well, there you go.
Anyway.
And to be a Coblasian
maybe
person,
it's Coblasian.
If you're listening and you still identify as Coblasian,
my gosh,
good on you. I'm very happy for you.
It's fine. You can identify as whatever you want, but my point is, he did marry that nanny, the Swedish white nanny that ended up taking most of his money because he crashed into a tree when he was on Ambien.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after that, he started dating this lady, moved her in, and then kicked her out or something like that.
Yeah, he broke up with her.
Next white lady.
Mm.
Okay.
He broke up with her and had her luggage sent to the airport.
He said they were going on a trip and to pack her stuff. And then he locked her out when she left.
Once she was out.
Same guy.
He was like, change all the locks, change everything.
Then he locked her out.
And but I heard that story. I read a little bit about it. Apparently, they had been broken up. She just wouldn't leave.
Okay.
So, other than picking her up and putting her outside of the house, he had to figure out.
It was a good move. I'm not going to lie. But here's my thing. I feel like the man has been clear in terms of, like, not you. You know what I mean? I feel like we've been like, Tiger, Tiger, Tiger. And he's been like, no.
No, I'm not you guys. No. Seriously. What, are you Filipino? I might be Filipino. Maybe.
But I feel like as it relates to the black people being like, Tiger, you represent us. He's like,
no.
I don't think I do.
I'm a series of things. But now he's like, I had people.
He said, because of the color of my skin.
Wouldn't let me.
I said, not because you're black, though, but because of the color of your skin, Tiger. I see you.
All right, T. All right, T. Dot. Tiger. Dot Woods.
We got
you.
We got Johnathan Majors.
Old Johnny Mage.
Mage. Johnathan Majors, attorney, does a great job of the media. Probably a better job of the media than she does at actually doing anything in court. But there were 4 counts of assault leveled against Mr. Majors, and only 2 did he get convicted for. So 2 of them he did not get convicted for. And I think the ones he got convicted for was like 3rd-degree assault, which is like accidentally bending back your thumb. Like, So he got, in any case, it's fine. The thing came in. I have to say, I vote Johnathan Majors for person to start the year on the highest high and end the year on the absolute lowest low. Here are some of the things that Johnathan Majors did in court. While the victim was testifying,
yeah,
he was like reading his Bible.
You know what? There's nothing like the word of the Lord.
While your accuser's testifying, who made him think that the jury would look at that and be like, yes?
When the wicked came to eat of my flesh, they stumbled and fell.
Okay. Okay.
That's the Bible. I just quoted the word.
I'm trying to tell you time and a place for everything.
Hey,
that's
listen,
all I'm trying to say.
For optics, that was the right time.
It was poor.
Let me read these scriptures.
While she's testifying. So it did not come off very well, and those people went and convicted him of anything.
They're like,
I feel like he could have done a few things and they would have been like, oh, it's fine, and they would have let it go. But I feel like they were like, I don't like him. Give him something. So at this point, we have to wait till February for sentencing, which I don't think is going to be that serious, to be honest. A little probies. And then he'll just have to build his stuff back again.
Unfortunately, the MCU has dropped him from everything. There's no Kang. For those of you who are like me, sci-fi enthusiasts, and like the Marvel Universe.
Kang will be back.
Kang is out. He's out for Kang. He's gone.
Yes, but the people are trying to get...
Who?
John Boyega.
Boyega declined it.
He did already?
A long time.
He doesn't like... I think him and Disney have beef, though.
He's like, nope, fine, out. I'm out. Who I think there's a guy who's doing a new movie. He's in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
He's your heartthrob friend there.
Ooh.
He's in that movie, and he's in a new movie coming up where he's doing miracles. He decided he chose to be the Messiah and decided to.
Oh, he's not. But Lakeith Stanfield.
Lakeith Stanfield would be perfect.
Okay, he plays this terrible person very easily.
Kang's not terrible. Kang's just delusional.
Okay. Little Delulu.
Yep.
Anyway, we'll see what happens next. So long, Johnathan Majors. We'll see who they're going to roll in after him.
I'm trying to figure out if Megan gets to stand strong where she's at.
Yeah, they started crying together in the courtroom when his verdict came in. Anyway.
All right, well.
Last.
Jeff Hendricks in the house. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Mr. Hendricks.
Mm-hmm.
Simone Bile's husband, whose name I have yet to learn, had the nerve, the gall, if you will, to get up on a podcast that I've also never heard of, and with Simone Biles, and talk about how he swiped right, essentially.
Yeah.
Please, I'm assuming right is yes and left is no. So I'm going with that premise. So he swipes right on her, and then she swipes right on him, and he was like, oh, whatever, like, whoever this person is, oh, gymnastics, she's pretty cute. And then she drove 45 minutes to see him. So he really had the nerve to sit there and say that he didn't know that Simone Biles was Simone Biles when he went out with her.
So basically, he swipes right on her thing. So her profile comes up on this celebrity
Tinder, essentially. Celebrity Tinder, right.
And then she sees him, she swipes right and finds out that he already had swiped.
Then that's what she said.
So
She's
then
like,
she jumps into his DMs as like, yo, let's meet up.
Hi, let's hit it up. Like, let's
and
do
he was
it.
like, oh, okay, cool,
Let's do it. Swing through. So she drove from the burbs of Houston into the city in order to see him. But here's the real problem. The real problem is the internet, which is AKA the comment section of any of these things. They have not been nice enough to Simone Biles for Simone Biles to care about what the internet has to say about how the man is treating her. Because, like, y'all have never treated Simone Biles with any kind of kindness.
Now, first of all, let's put this into play. This dude is not her boyfriend.
It's her husband.
This is her husband. Which most of us out there didn't know Simone Biles was
even
married.
Owned one. Right.
Last time I saw Simone Biles, it was a light-skinned dude that she was chilling out with.
Same guy.
With locks. The guy who I saw.
He has braids.
This guy is a light-skinned dude with braids.
Mm-hmm.
Looks different from the guy that was there.
Okay.
The guy that I saw before, I thought he had like green eyes or something.
This guy has hazel eyes, man.
So it's the same
guy.
It's the same guy, but he looked different. Like he lost some weight. I don't know what the situation
NFL, like sports people.
So he's in the NFL, and the internet is going crazy, and they're literally asking, women are asking their men, their husbands, their people, do you know Simone Biles? And we're all like, yeah, the Olympian, we all know her. And they're like, do you know her husband? And everybody's like, oh, she's married? That's the first question. And the second question is like, no.
Actually, shout out to my brother-in-law, Brian, who was like, I absolutely know her husband. His name is blah, blah, blah. His number is blah, blah, blah. He's a starting cornerback for the Green Bay Packers. But he is a football, he's got a football special interest, that guy. So he knew what was up.
He knew what was up. The rest of us out here, like me, I'm like, no. I saw him, and he was talking about other things on the show. And I saw him on that, but I didn't. What's popping right now is the fact that he said he didn't know who Simone Biles was before he swiped right.
Brother,
please. Come on. Unless on the celebrity dating site you don't use your real name and you use something.
Come on. You see that girl's face, you know who it is. That's like Megan saying she didn't know who Harry was. Like, come on, sister.
Come on, like really.
And she grew up in Canada. And she didn't grow up in Canada. No. I don't know what her Canadian ties are. Oh, she worked here.
If she lived in the States, I believe it, because in the States a lot of times the news there doesn't cover a lot of the international stuff.
I don't know.
But I don't know.
I wanted to follow up.
Georgina's on. Teresa's on. Hello, everybody.
Hey, Risa, Princess Love. I believe she won a minimum of 80K.
80K
on the World Poker Tour. She said she just learned this year. She told her cousin to teach her, and she read some books and listened to some podcasts. Her career winnings, which is like this year alone, is $247,000.
She's just paying her whole mortgage.
Trust me, I doubt it, because she's Ray J's wife, so I'm sure her mortgage is bigger than that. Yeah. But good for her. Good for Princess Love. That's a nice side hustle. It's got the black girls being like, now hold on a minute. Trust me. The internet has also been talking about these terrible Secret Santa gifts. You definitely toss us a comment if you
had a terrible Secret Santa.
Yeah. Just raise your hand. You don't have to say any more about it.
I've had many, many terrible Secret Santas. Many, many.
I think it may have been me. I've had great Secret Santas across the board.
You've had great Secret Santas?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've gotten like better stuff than I expected. But the last time I did Secret Santa was definitely in New York. So it was like, I don't know, it was okay. But these people are getting, like, one lady got rice. Why would you give somebody rice, bro? One person got a box of, like, Mr. Goodbar and Reese's and stuff.
And you know what? If you're doing something under $20, candy and stuff like that, people will do that. They'll go to the dollar store and spend $20 on just candy. And
come on now.
It's cheap and it's at work, so it's goodies. Now, if you're trying to go get something for $20 or $40, you can probably get a nice pair of earbuds or something like that that you can do, or a little music pill or something like that. You can get a lot for $40. But some of these people are doing some weird stuff like underwear and socks and
strangest things.
Just think about it.
Like, come on, you guys.
There's a lot more options out there now. Do not do the dollar store thing. Try to do something else.
Literally, that's it. Anyway, that is all we have tonight for the scroll.
The scroll.
We're gonna move on. Oh.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
What was it?
Every single
write it
time.
down.
What was it?
The scroll?
No.
The scroll? Is that it?
That might have been the screen.
Is this the scroll?
That's the scroll.
Okay, let me just make it up real quick.
Okay, so that's the scroll, everybody.
You guys, let me write it down.
That's the scroll there. So.
Oh, you know what? Roll scroll.
Roll is the scroll.
Gotcha.
Got it.
Okay, and that is it for the... We are going to move on to this next portion of the show.
Right, which is called the screen. That's it. So, the screen is great because we talk about things that we have watched on TV or we're about to watch, either way.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a show called The Creator. The lead actor on there is none other than Denzel Washington's son, better known as Denzel Washington's son.
David Washington.
D. Washington.
What?
Oh, Davy boy there. So,
David has disappointed me many times over and over again.
David has had one good movie that I liked, and that was it. He let me down on every other movie.
Was it the Black KKK one?
No.
Oh.
Unfortunately, no.
I feel like he looks so much like Sterling Scott. Like, tell me he doesn't look like Sterling Scott. That's all I could see when I look at him.
Interesting.
Anyhow,
he
so
talks
how was it?
Exactly like his father. So when you listen
really
to him talking, he actually sounds exactly like Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
Everything in the cadence of his talk, everything is Denzel Washington. The story goes to show, and this is a spoiler alert for those who are out there. So the story goes that man created AI and to help them with different things. So all these robots were created, and which is funny because it would have been a good segue for that robot thing. And then, anyway, so all these men were created.
We can still talk about it.
And they were all these robots were created to help man. They were also created not to hurt man. They started loving man. Like, the robots themselves started to get feelings like the AIs for man and just being in love with man. So man started to create them with more human bodies and started to create them. So they weren't looking like robots. They were actually, their face looked like human faces.
Okay.
And
that's
then,
creepy still.
You're very creepy. You could tell they're not because in the back by their heads, there's like a hollow portion and then the gears are moving in the back of their heads. But their faces, when they face you, they look like humans.
Okay. Yeah.
So one day, a nuclear bomb is set off and the American government blames AI and decides to go on this campaign to kill and dismantle all AI.
Okay.
So all these people in LA have lost family members, friends, family, loved ones, brides. All sorts of stuff has been lost because a nuke literally went off in the middle of LA and made this hole, which is, just like Chernobyl, very radioactive. So they have to go in there, they have to wear these radioactive suits, they have to pull out robots and things that have radiation that are attached to them, and they have to kill them.
Okay.
Now, the character that David plays is a soldier that is going to the parts of the world that still have AI and bombing them.
Oh my God, okay.
They're literally going into like this place called New Asia, and they're going into New Asia and they're bombing civilians and everybody in there to kill and dismantle these robots. Sound familiar?
Sounds super familiar.
Little bit familiar. So, anyways, so he ends up going there and he's looking for the head person whose name is Nirmana or something like that. And he gets close with who he thinks Nirmana's daughter is. And they form a relationship. and she gets pregnant with his baby. And
My God.
And he's undercover as the mole, trying to go through the ranks. Ends up falling in love with the girl.
And then it turns out she's AI.
Turns out that
wait, don't tell it because you can't say it.
It's spoiler alert. Yeah. So it turns out that it's actually the American government comes over and blows up him and everybody in that area. Just blows everybody.
Gotcha.
And she's trying to escape at the time.
Okay.
So then he's now going through depression. He's working a 9-to-5 job. He's quit the military. They've come back and they've been like, yo, we finally found our money. You gotta come back on board and help us go through it. He's like, I gotta find my wife. No, he goes, do you guys kill my wife out there? And they're like, actually, here she is right here. And they put a fake kind of picture thing. So anyways, he goes looking for his wife because they say she's still alive. And that's the weird part. People are also selling their likeness to the robots, and then the robots are making their faces over and over and over again in New Asia.
Oh, wow.
So
that's pretty intense.
His wife is one of the people who did this before they got married. Oh. And so there's a bunch of people that look like her.
There.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a it's very, very much Golden Child kind of thing.
Okay, very science fiction.
If you ever watched Golden Child, this is the new Golden Child. This is like the premise behind Golden Child is the premise.
I Want the Knife, that one?
Yes, where he looks like Eddie Murphy, right? Finds this boy. Yeah, and he finds this child.
Okay.
And then he's trying to save this child.
Okay, that is intense.
Very, very intense.
Okay, well, I've been watching Harry Potter this week. Only because it's pretty much on reruns. So eventually I feel like I'll watch all of the Harry Potters. I just have not yet.
So far, what's your favorite Harry Potter character?
Character? Gollum.
Sorry.
See?
Are you serious? Come for her. Everybody just come for her. Please, come for her.
Hodor.
Come for her, because she be messing around.
My favorite Harry Potter character is the one who I'm pretty sure eventually I don't remember if he gets murdered or not, but he is like cleans and stuff at the castle, and then he lives somewhere on like kind of an island sort of close, and he has like griffins and stuff. The Beastmaster guy with the big hair, the tall guy.
Oh, Hagrid.
Yeah, that's my favorite character.
Okay. My mom wants us to know that we are deafening her with the sounds.
Oh, it's very loud.
And she goes, what is it for? The sound is just the in between each part. So it can be loud.
Too loud. Okay, got it.
We will turn down the sound, no problem. My favorite Harry Potter character is, I don't remember her name, but she's blonde. And she seems kind of ditzy sometimes, but she's actually probably one of the greatest characters.
She always comes through for people.
Always comes through for Harry specifically.
Yeah, I remember this. Isn't she a ghost, though?
She is definitely not a ghost, but she sees ghosts all the time and communicates with her. And they love her. The ghosts love her.
And of the three of them, I like Hermione, obviously.
If you're talking about the three main characters, Ron Weasley is probably my favorite.
Okay.
It's never going to be Harry. Unfortunately, Harry's
the absolute worst.
He's too much for me right now. I was like, just get him already. Voldemort, get him. Like, just grab him. He's a boy. Just grab him. You don't need to do all these theatrics. You don't even need a what. You're a grown man. Just bonk on the top of the head and take him with you.
It's his nose. It's the problem.
He doesn't have one?
No, he does. He can't smell his way to the solution.
It's wild.
Anyway. What have you been listening to?
listening to in my ears is my Five Artists One Love sounds and tracks that are out there. For those of you who don't know about Five Artists One Love, Five Artists One Love is happening for the All Black Affair on January the 27th, I believe it is.
Mm-hmm.
And on the 27th, we will be wearing all black and we'll be dressed to impress. We'll be going down to the Art Gallery of Alberta as usual and having a great time out there. It is amazing. If you want to see Black excellence, and I'm talking about our community, not just the people performing, not just the artwork that's there, but the actual Black people dressed to impress come out to actually, it's great date night. Bring a date, bring a friend, bring somebody, come out and join us out there for it. It is exciting. And then also we have the actual show, and that is the Five Artists One Love show that happens in February, Black History Month, and that will be at the Winspear. Get your tickets. Go on winspear.ca. You can get tickets. You can also ask for tickets from Darren Jordan, or go onto the Five Artists One Love website page, and you can get it. It's amazing, and that show has artwork in there. It has singers in there and musicians. It's not just five artists. And don't listen to Nilo. I'm not one of the five artists. It's not.
He's the one love.
I'm not one of those things. But I am there celebrating with those.
Okay. How are you not one of the five artists?
I'm an artist. I'm not five artists.
One of the five.
Five artists are usually the five.
And the gallery.
Artists from the gallery.
Okay.
They're not us.
So you guys are the one love.
Sure. It used to be the Love Jones band that used to perform.
Okay.
Jeff Hendricks and the Love Jones band. So shout out to Jeff Hendricks who was on earlier.
Yeah, big shout out to Jeff.
Big shout out. So what are you listening to?
I am honestly still listening to the Scarface Tiny Desk. I'm a little embarrassed. I've listened to Tiny Desk a lot, but that Scarface Tiny Desk is definitely, I probably listen to it 2 or 3 times a day. I enjoy it. I like the way he tells the stories. Yeah, I did not know I was in love with Scarface, but apparently I am.
There you
go. Just like that.
And I've come in here into the shop numerous times to see Babyface on here.
Yeah. Charlie Wilson, Usher, Babyface, Scarface, Juvenile, No Name, what's that girl's name? The Walker girl? Summer Walker.
Are these your top 10? Are you just listing out people, or are these your top 10?
These are the ones I watch over and over again.
I've watched Erykah Badu. Girl. Erykah Badu is fantastic for me. Charlie Wilson is fantastic.
Can I get to the yams?
I love Kirk Franklin on there. Was absolutely amazing on there, which was great. Sullivan, Jasmine Sullivan. HER, if I haven't said that already. Wonderful. And then Tiwa Savage is like all my top. Burna Boy is on my top. Burna Boy and Tiwa Savage.
And Thames has one too.
I haven't watched Thames, but
also Coffee. Coffee's Tapa. She does a great job too.
So
that's all I have. This week, it is your word.
Right. And rightfully so.
Is it ever not rightfully so?
So here we are with the word for the week. And this is the word that I've been going through as we finish off the year. This year, a lot of things probably has happened to you. I know a lot of things has happened in my life and to me this year. And it doesn't make any sense going into another year without taking a mental note of the things that happened in this year and doing everything you can to make sure they don't happen again next year or the year after that. So you really have to take into consideration all the things that have happened, good and the bad, and move forward making a conscious effort not to fall down the same pathways that led you into any type of trouble or despair throughout the year. Mm-hmm. We've lost people, we've lost jobs, we've lost money, we've lost communication and contact with friends and family. Now it's time to repair that stuff or move past that stuff, move forward. Mm-hmm. Sometimes repairing is not worth it, mm-hmm. especially in different things that you may go through, whether it be a relationship, whether it be a job, repairing it, moving past it though, smarter and stronger, that's who you are. So when you're looking at the situation, you are smarter and stronger. So be smarter, be stronger. Mm-hmm. Move into the next year thinking better, thinking faster, thinking wiser. That's it for the word. Sorry, Mom.
I turned it down.
Oh, okay.
I turned it down to half of the volume it was before.
Okay, great.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us on the Black Multiverse Theory podcast. We will see you again in 1 week. Same bad time, same bad channel. That's Wednesdays at 8-ish.
At 8-ish. Teresa said, don't talk about Harry like that. All right, Teresa. We got you, girl.
Prince of nothing.
Don't worry about it. Good night, everybody. Good night, Rosemary. Good night, Molly.